if your support go forward with that.
Can I just ask one question, Chair?
Of course, Senator Patrick.
Thank you. I just wonder, everyone talks about the FAA suite as being much more pragmatic, much simpler to use. And my understanding is that aircraft that are operating under FAA regulations from overseas or FAA certification from overseas can fly here. I just wonder whether or not the strategy we adopt is to say, let's just drop that into the Australian context, whether that's a realistic suggestion or whether the other thing is we do is we make Mr Carmody's pay contingent on a reduction in regulation each year. The first question was serious. The second comment was perhaps not. But
he's leaving. He's leaving. He's retiring.
I understand, but would it be possible to just drop in the FAA suite?
If that's a question to me, Senator,
yes, it is, yeah.
I think we would struggle to drop it straight in. However, the starting point when we started work with CASA many years ago to get Part 137 rewritten, our starting point was actually to look at the regulations in Canada, the US and New Zealand. And we found quite a lot of commonality across those three regulatory suites. And so Part 137 in Australia took note of them, and we wrote them originally in that context. And that regulation suite was introduced in 2007 and has stood the test of time. It's been a really practical, useful set of regulations. So it can be done. I'm not convinced it's as simple as just dropping it in, but I think that would be a very good start to look at why not. And it may not be the FAA regs that you end up dropping in. It might be the New Zealand regs or some other regs that have good benefits, are simpler, and are outcome focused, and that's the big issue, that the regs are so prescriptive. And the interesting thing is, and I don't like criticising the individuals involved because they try hard, but to be blunt, normally the people who are put as project officers of these tasks within CASA have no experience in the sector themselves. So they might be sitting at a table with pilots and operators that have millions of dollars wrapped up and thousands of hours of experience, but their opinion trumps industry's opinion. And yet industry, as you've heard a couple of times today, industry is the one who creates safety. The regulations are a low-level requirement that we're all quite happy to meet if they were simple. But the regulations seek to micromanage your business and run your business. So yes, a move to at least benchmarking against international regulations would be a good start. But we're very shy of that. We're very shy of the bona fides of CASA doing that, given our experience with the maintenance suite, where we were assured that the ARSA-style rules, as they were called at the time, would be internationally recognised, would be transferable from one jurisdiction to another, and would be scaled to match the complexity of the company being regulated. And the first thing that CASA did was that they removed the B3 licence to get rid of GA lamies, with no consultation with industry at all. And we were all caught flat-footed. We could not believe, to be blunt, that we'd been lied to and misled. Now, that was under a previous DAS, about 2 DASs ago, I think, 3 DASs ago. Hard to keep count with the churn. But that's the culture that you're dealing with. The culture really hasn't gone away because the same people who drove those decisions are still working in CASA today.
Well, that's an extraordinary statement, isn't it? Because this is reflecting on a regulator that is more interested in shutting down sections of the industry process and, the ability of the industry to work successfully. In fact, that's just tying industry's arms behind their back and letting them into the ring. I mean, it's...
Yeah, Senator, we've done everything we can as an industry sector. We're a small office, but we punch well above our weight in program delivery to our members and the broader industry. We've done everything we can to work with CASA cooperatively, and it's even led to some success where we've got our chief pilot course that is a skills-based course, competency-based course. We've now got that recognised by CASA. We were hoping that was the new dawn and a start of something extremely positive. But it's certainly better than what CASA had on offer, which was a half-day inspection and a flight with a pilot to determine if they liked the cut of your jib. And then you might be found to be a fit and proper person and approved at the will of the FOI, whereas our course is 3 weeks pre-reading, 3 days face-to-face, conducted against a syllabus, etc., etc. So industry is very willing to work with CASA and to not skirt our duties to provide something that's meaningful and got depth. The problem is getting a CASA culture that's willing to look at that and go, that's the best way to get safety, not through additional regulation.
All right, Mr. Hurst, thank you very much for your contribution. I do invite you to make any additional submissions based on the questions or the evidence today, but please go with the committee's thanks.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Senators.